Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So yeah, I want to talk about something real quick. Apparently, Canelo Alvarez passed a hair sample test for, to see if he has steroids in the system. And Mauricio Sulaiman, man, he just gushing about this, man. He's so proud of this, and I seen this on Boxing Scene. For all you idiots that's going to come on here saying fake news and all that nonsense, man. But anyway, Mauricio Sulaiman said justice was finally served. He said he knew finally the fight is free, and the athlete is free, of all the scrutiny, and he said we lost the fight May 5th, this Saturday. He said we lost that fight, but we still got September. And he said that hopefully, we'll get the fight between Triple G and Canelo Alvarez in September. He said he knew all along that Canelo Alvarez was a clean boxer. He said that the clenbuterol issue is running rampant in Mexico, and it's really an issue. He said they're gonna do 65 day a year round testing now. He said especially in Mexico, to let the athletes, if any athletes live in Mexico, or if any athletes train in Mexico or anything of the sort, he said that so they could get a heads up prior to fights to let them know that they got something in the system as far as the clenbuterol over in Mexico. But here's the thing, man. He said that he definitely want to keep fighters accountable after this situation for what they put in their body. But you should be accountable. Canelo Alvarez should be accountable for what he put in his body. So, you know what I'm saying? If Canelo Alvarez knew that we had this issue, well, Mexico had this issue of clenbuterol in the meat prior to this situation. Canelo Alvarez is a rich man, especially when he transferred his money over to Mexico. So, you know what I'm saying? He can have his food, his meat flown in, driven in, delivered, however. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no excuse for a fighter, Canelo Alvarez status on his level, to fail drug tests and blame it on the meat in Mexico, because there's no situation where Canelo Alvarez is forced to have the meat from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So that was a choice he made. So that's his bad. You know what I'm saying? So, but Mauricio Sulaiman is gushing about this dude because he went out on a limb to defend Canelo Alvarez. And the reason I feel like he went out on a limb to defend Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez and the WBC and Mauricio Sulaiman had been at odds for a little while. Well, should I say Canelo Alvarez was at odds with them due to the situation when he was where he dropped the title. I don't remember if he was stripped or whatever. He won the title from Miguel Cotto, and they was putting the pressure on him to fight Triple G, and he didn't like the pressure they was fighting. The pressure they was putting on him to fight Triple G. He didn't like how the WBC handled the whole situation. So if you remember the first fight, Canelo Alvarez said even if he win the fight, he's not going to accept the WBC title because he was at odds with the WBC. They settled their differences, and for this fight coming up in May, if this fight were to happen, if it was to happen, Canelo Alvarez was acceptance. They put their differences aside. They settled whatever issues they had, and he was going to accept the title this time should he beat Triple G. So they put their situation aside, and this is a clear case of the WBC overdoing it and defending Canelo, jumping out the window and defending Canelo Alvarez in a situation that they wasn't sure of because they didn't want to be at odds with him, and they was overly defending him. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get caught cheating on your wife or something, and you got a situation, and then I don't know if y'all seen the situation where for example, the situation with DJ Envy, he got caught out there cheating on his wife with Erica Mena. You know what I'm saying? DJ Envy is, if you don't know, he's a DJ in New York City. So he got caught cheating on his wife, you know what I'm saying? And fast forward to today, his wife forgave him and everything. But now fast forward today, he had somebody on the show, a couple of dudes, I don't remember their name. But they said that, you know, his wife forgave him because of the money. And he totally jumped out the window. He got up, he left the interview. Yo, y'all disrespecting my wife, yada yada. Yo, they were comedians. They wasn't disrespecting his wife. They was just making a joke because she said that, you know, she didn't even know who DJ Envy was prior to the money and all that. And they was making a joke. Yeah, you knew what those checks was about. You know what I'm saying? And he jumped out the window because he did that because he felt like he had to overcompensate because she forgave him in the situation with her, that they had prior to that with the cheating situation. And that's something that Mauricio Sulaiman did. He jumped out the window for Canelo Alvarez. He ain't do that for none of the other fighters that failed tests. None of them. You know what I'm saying? When not saying that they didn't deserve it, but you know, a cheat is a cheat. You know what I'm saying? And when Alexander Povetkin failed the test, he didn't jump out the window for him. You know what I'm saying? And granted, Alexander Povetkin was a known cheat, man, but it is what it is, man. So the WBC is gushing over this situation, and like we said, that's why Canelo Alvarez, that's why Triple G took a light touch, and I don't want to say a light touch, no disrespect to Modest Van Rosen, but he took that fight instead of taking a Charlo fight, Danny Jacobs, which I couldn't really see them taking a fight because they already had fight schedule and coming up, and it was a very, very short notice, so they would have had to drop out on their fights in like a week notice to take the fight, so it was just a deep situation. But he could have fought Demetrius Andrade, and they made up the excuse that Demetrius Andrade was a southpaw and they wasn't going to take a southpaw on a short notice. So, you know, he just chose, and then his mandatory was oh man, dude name is slipping my mind, but his mandatory is from Pakistan, Kazakhstan, like him. I hope that I said that right. I don't really. Kazakhstan, yeah, I believe so. But he's from, you know, that's his mandatory. I forgot the dude's name, man. It slips my mind at the moment, but that dude would have been a tough out for him too. He undefeated dude, so he chose to fight Modest Van Rosen, which is a light touch, like I said. He took that touch because he's going to end up fighting Canelo Alvarez in September. He didn't want to risk that fight going out the window. You know what I'm saying? Losing this fight in May on this Saturday, and not having a chance to fight Canelo Alvarez in September on Mexican Independence Day, and a big fight, a big money fight. He didn't want to take the chance, so they fought a light touch because they already knew they was going to have this fight with Canelo Alvarez in September. So, you know, like I said, the WBC is gushing about it. They happy about it because now they're going to get their fight. They're going to get their wish in September. So that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. It's your boy Blue. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. That's all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.
To Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.